Alright, it looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to another episode of... Hold on, let me get this. Welcome to another episode of Weaponized Autism. I am your host, Chris, flying solo for the evening. And, Kason will be joining me tomorrow, where we will be discussing the Illumination Super Mario Brothers movies, the animated Super Mario Brothers movies. I hope the 4 people who have seen the Alex Jones NWO Wars video enjoyed it. I should admit up front that I am not and never have been an Alex Jones fan. I just kind of played it for shits and giggles. And I do have another playthrough queued up already for Saturday morning. It's going to be on another indie developed game centered around a political figure, Super Bernie World, basically Super Mario Brothers, where you play as Bernie Sanders. So look forward to that. I do also apologize for the fact that it has taken several weeks to... Sorry, I just ate. That it has taken several weeks to get a new playthrough up. Hey, Kason, the only excuse I can really give for why it took this long to get any playthroughs up is because I got hooked on Star Trek. Yeah, I just finished binging the first season of Star Trek. And so you can blame the original series. So you can blame Kirk and Spock for why... You can blame William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy for why it took me this long to get any set phasers to dumb. Yeah, exactly, Kason. Or more like set phasers to lazy. But the Alex Jones video is up. Super Bernie World goes up Saturday morning, and I'm looking at possibly both good titles for a future stream. That is very true. Both I'm looking into a couple of games that I could do for my next playthrough. For my next long form playthrough. It'll be something on the Sega Dreamcast. I just haven't quite figured out which one I'm going to do yet. I'll probably have that figured out by tomorrow morning. But you didn't come here for that. You didn't come here for my excuses. You're here because, as per the title of the stream, Johnny Somali, aka Johnny Salami, RD2 Final Bosses video goes up in 12 minutes. Hell yeah! Because, as per the title of the video, Johnny Somali is completely cooked. And there was some thunder outside my window just now, because my area is under a thunderstorm watch. So, we have that to deal with as well. Fucking April. So, without further ado, before we get into the Johnny Salami sentencing and into Kason's video, we have 2 new uploads from WCS Wild Comment Songs. So, so let's get on into that. Oh my lord. You melt her skin away and get to my video focuses whatever the hell this is, and the frog from Flushed Away. Oh! He does look like the frog from Flushed Away. Jesus, Kason. Whew. Whatever this is, yeah, ooh. Oh, damn, I didn't even realize I was scrolled up that hard. That's what she said. Anyway, let's redo this with the framing proper this time. Let me say rage baiting. You know what she looks like? She looks like she looks like she almost could have been one of those creatures that crawled out of the cave in the movie The Descent. If anybody remembers that fucking thing. I mean, very much. I was talking about Johnny Salami, and that's a crawler. Yeah? I mean, well, Kason, I assumed. I don't know. My brain's on like 50 things at once right now, so. So. Do you bite? I hope not. Country, this is a symptom of rabies. My dad's always says if he's running, you should run too because something is probably chasing him. In my country, this is a symptom of rabies, and he uses a gif of McCready from John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean that is one way to dispense with rabies. Oh, Lordy. Oh, valid response to some with rabies. God damn it, Darwin. I mean, yeah. They finally put the 1911 in Black Ops 7. Really, Activision? It took you that long? Excuse me. Alright, so this next one also is from WCS. This one is on Sabrina Carpenter's little yodeling incident at Coachella. Of course, they're using zombies to push it. It used to be a starter pistol exclusively. I mean, the title of this video is Sounds Like Xena the Warrior Princess. Hey, Xena would have more dignity.
I think I heard someone yodel. Is that what you're doing? I don't like it. That's your culture, is yodeling? Is this Burning Man? What's going on? This is weird.
Not the black metal makeup. All that hair dye soaked in her brain. Oh! Brother! If I was her, I would have started yodeling along. It's like, yeah, have fun with it.
The goat people are making goat noises again. The sound you hear just before getting blown up. Honestly thought somebody brought a Thanksgiving turkey to concert for a moment. Sounds like Xena the fucking warrior princess. But why would they do that when it's quiet? That was rude. That sounds ruined the vibes. Forever! It's bloody disrespect of every day to pay a hand scratching. She's trying to sing a song, shows no respect. Does anyone else remember the no-yeah? It's no one gave a fuck and everyone was having fun. Everyone in the audience has a culture. If they're not trying to make themselves main character. I'm Scottish, so I'll take my bagpipes to her next concert.
I want to see that footage. If somebody takes bagpipes to her next concert, I want to see that fucking footage. She's a racist. YouTube moderation won't let me say the C word. Oh, so she's a racist cunt, is what you're saying, Kason. Well, sucks for her. Thank you! Why are we expected to give an ounce, an iota of a shit whenever somebody gets canceled over some dumb shit? Why are we expected to care? Scene in Power Rangers RPM where the main villain says to the Blue Ranger, "What are you supposed to be?" And he says, "Right, I'm Scottish." I would expect nothing less from a Power Rangers series. Look up the scene later. I'll try to remember that case, and I'll try to remember.
I know for a fact I'm not going to go to jail. Not one day in jail.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
I'm going to laugh my off when all these motherfuckers are saying I'm going for 30 years, 20 years, 5 years, 10 years. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm not even going to do one day, bro.
I know this is an old clip, but I'm still going to say it. Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. She tells him she's in church, but she doesn't go. Now she's on her knees and Johnny doesn't know. No, Johnny doesn't know. So don't tell Johnny. Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know. Fiona says she's out shopping, but she's on her knees and I'm not stopping. Johnny doesn't know, Johnny doesn't know, Johnny doesn't know, Johnny doesn't know. Don't tell Johnny, Johnny doesn't know. Whoa. I can't believe he's so trusting, while I'm right behind you thrusting. Fiona's got him on the phone, and she's trying not to moan. It's a three-way call, and he knows nothing. Johnny doesn't know, Johnny doesn't know, Johnny doesn't know, Johnny doesn't know. Don't tell Johnny. Okay, I recently went down an early 2000s rock rabbit hole, and somehow it led me to Scotty Doesn't Know from fucking Euro Trip. So I was just waiting for an excuse to bring it up. I'm not sorry. That song is so stupid, but I love it. It's just too goddamn catchy. Alright. So, good old legal mindset is here to bring us the facts of... Oh, so I can say that, but if he's going to end up dead probably. Oh, so I can say that, but if I say he's going to get out and do that shit somewhere else and end up a skull and crossbow... Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's prison time with labor, but, I mean, whether or not he actually ends up learning anything from this.
You're gonna give me a fine and say, don't come back to Korea. You're the one who's gonna look so dumb when I don't get any jail time or anything. Bro, I'm gonna laugh like a villain.
You sure about that?
Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Khalid Ismail, has been sentenced to 6 months and 20 days in prison with labor
in my opinion, nowhere near enough, but the prosecution can appeal to extend his sentence. And again, that's 6 months with labor, and this is a South Korean prison, so... And he's going to be the only... He'll likely be the only, if not one of the very, 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 very few non-Koreans in that prison, so that may or may not be 6 months of hell for him.
Seoul, South Korea today. We're going to get that
today. He's going to end up either working at Olive Garden or the rest of his life in prison. Either way, endless salads are getting tossed. Bro.
Emotional, damn it. 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 Emotional, damn it.
God damn it, Kason.
Today on The Legal Mindset, we teach you to be around judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney who's been tracking this from beginning to end, and today we're...
Actually, I'm gonna read that in Ahmed's voice. Screw you, that's funny. It is funny.
We're going to break out the exact reasons for the guilty plea, his imprisonment, his sentence, and what happens next. So let's get into what happened today in Seoul, South Korea. So first of all, to just get to my opening statements, Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali, was found guilty on all 8 charges. So there were 4 counts of business obstruction, 2 counts of the Minor Crimes Act, and 2 counts of the deepfake distribution. Guilty on all charges.
And just as a refresher, the Minor Crimes Act has nothing to do with minors. It's basically the Minor Crimes Act in South Korea is on par with like a misdemeanor over here in the States.
He was sentenced to 6 months in prison with labor, an additional 20 days of detention, and 5 years of offender status, with his phones being permanently confiscated.
And the reason for him having Still a predator. Yeah, the reason for him being put on the sex offender registry is because of him being at Lotte World, which is like their like Disney World, Universal theme park kind of place, and his TTS playing a very explicit comments directed at the Korean children that were there. So that alone is enough to put him on the registry. Also, if you're looking at 90s rock, check out Gin Blossoms. Alright. Alright. Got it written down, Case, and thank you very much.
But how did we get there? Well, we got there through a team effort. I started this in front of the same courtroom, and the photo here today is a photo, and once again, in front of that same courtroom today. But it was a team effort. My team, the Somali conviction team, worked very hard submitting evidence, submitting facts, and really getting into it with this process where we wanted to have jail time instead of the normal process where foreigners are often just given a fine and let go, which we thought could be a very, very real possibility if there was not more attention on this. And you can...
That is very true. Best song is Allison Road. Okay, let me write that down. And it is just now starting to rain outside my window. So many of the 90s and early 2000s hits had a name in the... well, name. Yeah. And that is true. That is very, very true. So it is now raining outside my window. Hopefully it just remains rain. I saw there were some parts of Missouri that were getting hit with hail that varied in size between ping pong ball, golf ball, and tennis ball. So hopefully it just stays rain over here in Cape Girardeau. But this is very, like, Andrew has been pretty much on this case from day one, pretty much since Johnny Somali started pushing the boundaries of fuck around and find out. And I've been following Andrew in his journey of documenting this pretty much since it began. So this is this sentencing is a culmination of his efforts, along with a number of other different channels' efforts. So
you can see we had Korean media which interviewed us, and many people from the team were there. You've got Professor Ulrich Nod, you've got Kangmin Lee, who's showed up off of X, you've got Atozi, you've got myself, Gabe, another individual who showed up who saw the coverage, you've got Atozi's editor. Everybody worked together. This was a huge team effort. There are a lot of people that aren't even pictured in this that worked together to get this done, and because of the coverage of this, and also the coverage in Korean media, as you see here, that actually led to a different result than normal. But let's get into the trial facts itself. So how did the trial start? Well, the trial started packed with observers. Now, the first time I came, there was hardly anybody in that courtroom about a year and a half ago. However, today, standing room only. People were standing, sitting on the floor, all there for Somali. They had to put up actually the red tape. They had to line people up. It was very, very much more chaotic than normal.
Wow. Wow. That many people showing up for his sentencing. That right away should tell you just how many people wanted to see him deal with the consequences of his behavior. And honestly, every single, like, we've been wanting to see him get. Only watched Tozi's video. Surprised he didn't show up wasted. I think the longer this trial process went on, the more it really started to creep in that to what little of a brain he has, that, yeah, this is real. You have pushed the boundaries way too hard. You're going to pay the consequences. Fucking deal with it. And honestly, gonna happen to a nicer pile of garbage.
Now, strict security was enforced. There was no phones or recording, as well as no reactions or expression. At one point, when someone smiled during the courtroom, the bailiff actually corrected them to, hey, no expressions, no, keep it serious, keep it somber. And the judge did remain the same throughout the trial. Now, the prosecutor did change in the spring from the older male prosecutor that was there before to a new female prosecutor, which was there today in this case. Now, what happened? Well, first, there was the guilty portion, because first they had to assess the guilt, because Ramsey had pled guilt on 6 of the charges, the business obstruction and the Minor Crimes Act, but still reasserted his non-guilty plea regarding the deepfakes. So the judge found Somali guilty on the deepfakes, as we predicted he would, because a reasonable person of the age and gender of the victims would experience shame at the deepfakes. The judge then went on to say, okay, you're guilty, now let's talk about sentencing. And he said, in his opinion, there were both mitigating and aggravating factors for the sentencing of Somali. So the mitigating factors that he explained in this case were for that victims Jungman and Hank Yu did not want Somali to be punished. And there had been a settlement with Jungman that they tried to get the charges dropped. So they weren't dropped, but the judge did say he did factor that in for mitigation. They also said...
Okay, I know Jungman didn't want, just wanted to, just wanted to be done with the process. I wasn't aware Hank would be considered a victim, considering Hank has been an active participant in Johnny's behavior, number one. Number two, has been actively enabling Johnny by housing him. Number two, so I mean, I thought Hank and I was about to say I thought Hank and Johnny were butt buddies. I mean, clearly Hank did not want Johnny to be published. I was not aware he would be considered a victim in all this. That's not a term I personally would use, considering he's been enabling Johnny's behavior for pretty much since the whole South Korea shit show started.
Said that victim Bong Bong did not experience severe shame or embarrassment, and had she experienced more severe embarrassment, perhaps there would be a more harsh punishment. They also said, and this is very interesting, that the travel ban and the inability to return home were technical disadvantages for Somali. That was very curious to me, because if he had been allowed to leave and go home, he clearly would have not come back and not faced any punishment, never gone to jail. He would have just not come back to Korea. However, he did bring up aggravating factors. The aggravating factors he brought up were that Somali repeatedly committed crimes primarily for YouTube revenue and broadcasted these with no regard for the victim. He also said that Somali showed clear disregard for Korean law. And this is something he understood from the files that we, myself and the Somali conviction team, submitted to them, showing that he didn't care about Korean law, he disrespected the judge, the prosecutor, and really the Korean system at large.
He even admitted to it. He fucking admitted to it that he doesn't care about law and order. He doesn't care about who he harms through his actions, through his shenanigans, live streaming. All he cares about is the clout and the attention. Does it for money and clout. That's right, Kason. Turned down the brightness in RE2 remake, and apparently it still screwed me in the final rendering of the edited video. Ugh. Well.
He said that the Korean system is an absolute joke, and because of that, he wanted to show how much of a joke it was.
Shout out to President Yu, f*** the judge, f*** the prosecutor, y'all can suck my dick, bitch ass bitches. Yeah. Suck my dick on soft.
Now, he also did bring up the
literal video evidence of him saying he doesn't give a shit. Like I said, he said it on camera on his own fucking live stream. We have the evidence in 4 fucking K. The fact that he's the fact that he still tried to puff out his chest and act like he was going to get away with his behavior. That shit that played just now too. Yeah, like when you're stuck in a foreign country, like when you're undergoing a legal procedure at all, but especially if you're in a foreign country, maybe saying fuck the judge is somewhere in is you know what? I'm just gonna let Robert Downey Jr. say it for me.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
God dang. Love how even in text form it feels like a two-fisted stream. Honestly, you're not too far off, actually. Now that you bring it up like that, when you word it like that, you're not too far off.
The risk of repeat copycat crimes.
Especially in Korea where they don't fuck around. Yeah. Oh my god, exactly.
Saying that because Johnny Somali is a type of streamer which can be copied and repeated, this is a risk, and they need to set a precedent to deter other streamers from coming in. Now, whether or not 6 months will actually deter people is up for debate. A lot of people, even myself included, think it's not severe enough to deter everybody, but perhaps it can be some sort of deterrent. But he did factor that in as an aggravating factor. So when he handed down the sentence, he explained very clearly it was...
I told my dad about this, and his first thought was fucking idiot. I mean, where's the lie?
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find? Picture me? No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are!
Where's the lie?
6 months in prison with labor. That will be in a specialized prison for labor. Also in a prison for offenders, because he had 5 years of offender status, so he can be nowhere near...
I hear him laughing from his room. It was the Val Kilmer clip, wasn't it? It was the Val Kilmer clip.
Near women or children, and he also has to be away from certain types of locations as well. So he can't do all sorts of labor, but he will be laboring in prison. He also will have an additional 20 days of detention, and his phones are permanently confiscated. He will never get back that Galaxy or iPhone yet ever again.
Good.
The judge also explained that there are several questions about flight risk and whether he would be immediately detained. They gave him the option to remain silent, but instead Johnny Somali decided to speak and decided to lie even more. So when Somali spoke, the judge asked him if he was still a student. Somali lied. He said, yes, Arizona State University. We all know this is untrue. He hasn't been a student for quite a long time.
You are about to be sentenced and you're still lying under oath! Johnny, how inoperable is your brain tumor exactly? Jesus.
Just stand there, swallow your tongue and die, son!
Fuck.
The judge asked if there's any other reason why he should not be immediately detained. Somali said, I have family in my home country that I miss deeply, and I know I have to pay for my crimes, but I'd be grateful if you gave me a second chance, because I think I can do better.
You have had over a year to do better. You have had well over a fucking year to correct your shit. I'm amazed you didn't break your neck trying to shove your head that far up your own ass.
Well, the judge kind of ignored this plea because it didn't actually answer the question of why he shouldn't be immediately detained. Of course, they're not going to let him go home. That's ridiculous. He's already been sentenced. The prosecutor stated, in fact, that he does pose a severe flight risk and should be detained immediately. Now, he was given another chance to speak, to kind of respond to the prosecutor. Somali again lied and said, throughout the court proceedings from 2025 to now, I have refrained from doing anything to harass the public, so I feel this has taught me a vital lesson. Of course, we know that's not true. We have the sexual harassment charges that were filed based on his activity during that period, and those are filed in the Eastern District. We also had several instances where he was harassing people in public, where he was insulting people, getting drunk. So we know that's not true. But the judge said, okay, really, that none of that is relevant. We're going to find a significant flight risk and detain him immediately. So the judge then explained that there's 7 days for both Somali or the prosecution to appeal. This is very important because the prosecution can find that this was too light. They recommended 3 years and he only got 6 months. So the prosecution has a chance to go to the court and say, no, we need more time. We think this is not fair. Somali can also try to appeal this, but the thing is for Somali, where appeals really aren't going to work in his favor, is the average appeal takes about 6 months. So if Somali is angry about this, he has to appeal from jail. So while he'll be in jail, he'll be serving that time. By the time he would appeal it for saying it's too severe, well, his term will probably be up. He'll probably be at the end of his sentence where he's already served that prison labor. Now, the bailiff did escort Somali out after that, after they explained the chance for appeal, the 7 days for appeal. His possessions were taken. Somali seemed to be prepared to go to jail as he brought a full backpack with all of his things, and he was handcuffed immediately and taken to a side room where
I don't know what he was thinking he was going to be able to take him to jail. Because, as far as I know, even in South Korea, you don't get to take any of your shit when you go to jail. They take all your shit and they hold on to it until you finish serving out your sentence. So, unless he knew that ahead of time and he's just going to have them hold on to all his shit before he can be released.
Where he'll be bussed over to the detention center and they'll eventually decide which prison to send him to. After Somali left the room and we saw him be, taken off and handcuffed, all the observers left.
Maybe an inhaler or something? I mean, I get the feeling he's going to be inhaling something else as soon as he gets to the cell, but...
Now, Korean media was waiting outside, and myself, others, Atozi, we were interviewed about how we felt about it, and we gave our true opinion, which is we are happy that he was proven wrong, but we think that he deserved more time there. They also asked us if we were talking as YouTubers or Americans or whatever, and I answered that we're talking as people interested in the truth, and we're interested in revealing the Korean court process and getting the truth out there, both to Korea, Americans, everybody, and making sure he serves the time that he should serve and he's punished appropriately. So here's my judgment. Somali was proven wrong when he said, I promise you I won't spend 1 day in jail.
I know for a fact I'm not going to go to jail. Not 1 day in jail.
I'm going to show you guys how far I can push the boundaries, and I'm going to show you that the Korean government is not going to do anything for me. The Korean legal system is not as strong as people think and perceive it to be.
That
Exposed, 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 exposed.
Are you sure about that, Johnny? Are you sure?
You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you.
Are you sure about that? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like the exact opposite. Choked on a chocolate chip. I mean, put this guy and DSP in the same room. Oh, DSP would clobber him. DSP would actually clobber him.
it makes me very, very happy that Somali was once again proven wrong on that. However, objectively, 6 months and 20 days is a light sentence. At least 2 years would have been appropriate, particularly given the prosecution's recommendation of 3 years. That would have been a compromise where they didn't get the full 3 years, but they also didn't get a small amount. 6 months is too light. And because of that, we strongly encourage the prosecution to appeal, and we will be, along with the Somali conviction team, myself, encouraging the prosecutors to appeal. We also have the CHS, child sexual harassment charges, that are still floating out there in the Eastern District. We're going to be encouraging that district.
That's true. Those charges may get stacked on to his sentence, to his sentencing. So he may get more than 6 months. What about the 30 plus they were talking about? That was, okay, so apparently there were a lot of channels that were putting out, oh, Johnny can get, that were putting like, oh, Johnny can get up to like 30 years, oh, Johnny can get 40 years, he can get like up to 60 years. And it's like, there were a lot of channels that were putting out misinformation about how big Johnny's sentencing was going to be for clickbait, basically. That we all, any of us who were hoping they were going to get that strict a time period. Now, if Atozi was putting that number out, I assume it was because that would be assuming he got like the maximum sentence for all of his charges. Clickbait should be an instant termination. The problem is the algorithm actively encourages clickbait. So we're kind of fucked there. But there were also some channels like Atozi that were stressing that that's assuming like he gets like the maximum sentence for all of his charges, which, Random Gamer, welcome to the stream. Oh, but obviously Johnny did not get the maximum sentence, but like Andrew just said, those CSH charges are still floating around in the Eastern District of Seoul, South Korea. And they could be added to his sentence. The prosecution can appeal his sentence and get him something much, much, much heavier. And I honestly hope they do, because even 6 months in a labor camp, or not in a labor camp, but 6 months with labor, it is still kind of, I mean, I would say it's too light. But that's just me.
To bring those charges, because those charges can be brought.
He's not going to change even after. No, of course he's not going to change.
While Somali is in jail, and that could result in him being in Korea for an even longer time. But I want to know what you guys think about this final judgment about 6 months, 20 days in jail, and the 5 years of offender status. Do you think that's long enough? Do you think he needs more? And what do you think about the entire process? Until next time, bye. But I want to remind everybody that the Cabbage plushies are now live. So if you want to get one of these Cabbage plushies, if you like my coverage of the...
For anybody who might not know, Andrew started selling Cabbage plushies in celebration of Johnny's impending sentencing because prison labor. Part of that could entail picking cabbages, so yeah. Cabbage plushies.
The Ramsey Khalid Ismail Johnny Somali case. You can get one of those in the link below that's pinned in the comments and in the description. Thank you.
All right.
Last time on Alpha Male Universe.
Alright guys, let's all go follow the Free Wes Watson page to show our support for Wes.
9 in the afternoon basically for me. But I mean, they're all sleeping, I'm just knocking out 500 push-ups in the dark. The second the door cracks at 9 o'clock, I call Jose, I tell him, get the program time, and I want him back in the gym.
So let's all go show support. Let's all grow this page, show more awareness, and I'm sure he'll be very excited to know that we all support him and that we all got his back. I mean, he's been there for us. He's changed all of our lives. Let's all go show support for him when someone needs it the most.
On my Instagram, I love you guys. Fuck, you know what that is. Let's go.
Well,
Oh, after this when I do the R2 video. Yeah, we should. Actually, I think I saved that to my watch later. So, there we go. Now we've got it queued up for right after this video, Kason. Jeez. Dude, I could not imagine being so fucking pathetic that you're encouraging people to follow a page dedicated to freeing a confirmed and proven fraudster, number one, a confirmed and proven grifter, number two. Sorry, I missed the last few streams. Hey, that's fine, brother. It's don't even worry about it. You know, that's what the VODs are there for. Like, imagine being so fucking pathetic that you are actively encouraging your own followers to go and support a channel dedicated to freeing a confirmed grifter, a confirmed shyster, a domestic abuser, Jose, fuck you, from the bottom of my heart.
welcome back to the Alpha Male Universe. Now, in the last AMU episode, we were talking about how Wes Watson has somehow returned, just like Emperor Palpatine. But in that episode, we really honed in on the butler, crowned Jose, doing all of the dirty work for Wes. But he probably got some dirty work done on him after taking the cream pie of his life when he checked into the Broward County Jail. And he may have watched that video because quickly after that, he did a tell-all detailing his experience in the jail, right? And there's really nothing else much to say other than that it's gonna be fun. Let's get in the flow state and get this show on the fucking road.
Alright, all I'm saying is that I love that fucking picture. I'm not saying the car is mine. I don't own that Phantom. Everyone knows that. I'm fucking 24 years old. I don't own that Phantom. But, and unfortunately, I was being dropped off at jail, which, of course, no one really wants to get dropped off at jail.
Please tell me that's not a teardrop tattooed along your eye. If you were that stupid to get one of those, and anybody who's ever worked in corrections or anybody who's ever been to prison knows what that signifies, then again you're Wes Watson's you're Wes Watson's catcher, so maybe you actually are that fucking stupid.
I'm not stupid. Hold up. Wait a minute.
My man, welcome to the stream, Kai. Oh, dude, I saw part of your new Rax video short as I was getting set up for the stream. Jesus. I cannot look at Chance and take him seriously. I literally can't. I have to watch those videos in small doses because the longer I listen to Chance go on, the longer I listen to Chance talk, the more I feel like I just progressively lose IQ points, you know? What's in this version? Oh. I mean, can we really say that when, he was in prison, and let's not pretend there isn't something going on between him and crowned Jose there.
Get dropped off at jail. Like, I'm not stupid. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
All right, this is some serious shit. If you had an active warrant right now for your arrest, would you rather get picked up in the cop car or just pull up to the jail in that Mansory Phantom? I'm like, I think I already know my option and what I picked.
So I'm showing that former clip because I wanted to show how he is singing a way different tune after getting his cheeks taken. Now he's like, man, going to jail is for the lame. But prior to that, he was flexing, arriving in a rented Phantom Mansory, whatever, right? I love how he even has to finally admit that it's not his because people totally clown on him all the time for that shit. It's really starting to get to him because now he's even dropped that. Well, let's tune in more because there's 5 minutes of this brain rot.
Oh.
But that picture was fucking hard, yo. I mean, like, when life throws you,
That picture went about as hard as a sock drawer.
you fucking curveballs, just fucking make the best of it. But that shit was sick. So even if you don't like me, we all have to agree that picture was hard. I mean,
Would you just send over Discord? Training with Leon. Alright, we'll take a look at that after the, after your video coming up, Kason.
I haven't even said any stories from being booked in jail. Like, this shit was a fucking movie, bro. Like, I go in knowing I have a warrant for my arrest, but I didn't know what the charges were. So I'm thinking they're gonna be...
Why do all these guys act like... Why do all these guys LARP like movie criminals? Why do they all act like GTA NPCs? Dude, you're not that guy. You're not De Niro walking into a bank with no mask to do a heist in fucking Heat. You're not Pacino buying every third-rate business in the Miami, in downtown Miami to expand his coke empire in Scarface. You're not Michael Corleone sending out hit squads to hit all the bosses of all the 5 families in The Godfather. You're a fucking retard with a smartphone and a bullshit ass course. Anime avatar in the thumbnail looks like Jerry O'Connell. Ooh.
Some, like, low charges that I'm gonna get bombed out for quick. Oh my god, dude. I go inside, and once I go through the holding cell, and I go to the lady that gives you your arrest number so you can call on the phone, this and that, this lady also gives you, like, tells you what your charges are and tells you if you have bond or not. This lady says $100,000 for 2 charges, which was like $10,000 you had to pay.
They still have a 14-year-old mentality. Think that being a bad boy is cool. They do. They really do, Random Gamer. They all act like... They all act like... They all act like 13, 14-year-old boys whose father was not present in their lives, and their only exposure to masculinity is hip-hop videos, GTA, and really shitty BET crime dramas. With an adult Georgie and Big Bang Theory. I'll take your word for it, Case, and I never watched... I watched a few episodes of Big Bang Theory, never got into it. At 14, all I cared about was Black Ops 2. Then in production, American Godzilla reboot. Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck. I went back to my holding cell. I'm like, I'm going to get real comfortable because I'm going to be here for a long time. Like, I'm not getting out now.
It's totally ridiculous that the cream-pied butler was flexing with all of these fancy cars, as you can see. He actually used to, like, flex in Walmart, and in one photo you could see a fucking abuelita in the background. Like, This is so stupid, man. He went from flexing in Walmart to Wes Watson's rented garage and then realized that, oh shit, I don't have money to buy my own bond out of jail. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, this shit just really highlights how empty and shallow the whole message is of these alpha males. They try to portray this image that they're powerful, that they're rich, and then when push comes to shove, they don't even have the money to get out of jail.
I'll be here for a long time. Like, I'm not getting out now. And this is where you find out who your homie really are. Fucking, I call up my homie Addy, my straight brother, dude. And he tells me, bro, you'll be out soon, dog. I got your bond. I'm like, damn, my motherfucking brother, dog. That was the best news ever. Because that shit sucks. Like, that jail sucks. Like, Broward jails.
I would certainly hope so. It's a Florida jail. Like, there are certain, like, I mean, you shouldn't be pushing the boundaries of fuck around and find out anyway, but if you're gonna be that stupid, like, maybe try not to do it in a state like Florida? They're called Florida Man for a reason.
Those fucking suck, bro. Everyone that's been in Broward jails know how dirty they are. Like, for your holding cell, they put like 10 guys in this small ass cell. Like, 2 homeless dudes sleep on the floor. The rest of everyone's just trying to find a spot to stand and sit. You got your toilet right there that everyone just takes a shit on in front of you. And it just smells fucking horrible. And you're there for hours until they book you and they give you your arrest number. And then they transfer you to facility to another facility and then they give you your cell. So after like 4 or 5 hours, I tell the officer, yo, can you like just please take me to my cell so I can just sleep and chill? Like, this shit sucks here. He's like, yeah, you're up for the next round. I'm all right, bet. They come, they pick us up, and as I'm walking to the next facility, this young officer.
This is why I always make fun of people who glorify prison, who glorify walking down the path of lawlessness. And it's because there's nothing that is respectable about it. You want to do stupid things, then you get stupid prizes and you end up in a holding cell where dudes are just spraying their caca all over the cell and there's nowhere to sleep. What's really funny though is that there are many alpha males who glorify prison. They make it seem like, oh, if you didn't go to prison then you're not a real man. There are so many different ways to gain people's respect while also being a productive member of society. It's just really funny to see someone who glorified the prison culture and then when he was actually in jail, he was like, oh shit, this is not what it's talked up to be. Yeah, no shit, because it's a fucking grift.
That has always fascinated me. The whole It's like, bitch, I went to prison for like 10 years. I was a fucking shot caller, and I had to do all this and that. It's like, you don't know what, that's not a flex, bitch. That just means you got fucking caught. That just means you're dumb. That just means you fucked around until the cops made sure that you found out. That's not a flex. That's just proof that you are a fucking moron. Personally, if I'm gonna take life advice and like coaching advice, I'd rather learn from a criminal who didn't get caught. Or not learn from a criminal at all. You fucking soup sandwich.
He tells me what cell I have to go to, and then he's like, hey, Rodriguez, weren't you the dude that walked out the Rolls Royce out front? I'm like, yeah, that's me. He's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing here? He's like, did you get bond? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, you'll be out soon. But that shit was funny, I can't lie. Then I finally get to my cell, and yo, I say what's up to my cellie, is this other youngster. He was, I felt bad. He was a cool dude. But we just chop it up for a little bit.
He was a youngster? Bitch, you're 24 years old. You're barely about to reach the age where you can actually call someone a youngster. Like, you barely even have hair on your nuts at this point.
And then I get the bottom bunk and fucking I just pass out. Like, I pass out right away. It was cold as a motherfucker in there. But I passed out. They give you like this thin blanket and like 2 sheets. And I just passed out. I was dreaming. I had the best dream. And then I was dreaming, I think I was with my ex or some shit. And then next thing you know, I just hear a cop banging the door, like, Rodriguez, like, get up. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to court or some shit. And then they just told me to go get like some boxers and shit like that. And I was like, fuck, when I woke up, I'm like, God damn it, I'm still here. This shit sucks. And then, but the cell was a little bit better because it's just you and your celly, and like, it's not like, it's not as...
Little bro was in there for like, I don't know, maybe less than 48 hours. And he's talking about this like he was in Vietnam. Like, bro is basically wearing a jail veteran hat. Like, recalling his stories when he was on the yard. But imagine how embarrassing it was that people actually saw him pull up in a Rolls Royce. They had the impression that he was really rich. And then when they ask him, what are you doing in here? All he can do is just laugh. Like, that is a literal...
All he can do is laugh because once they find out what he is in there for, what that warrant was for, that warrant I assume has to do with being an accessory to Wes beating the fuck out of his woman. And having his two butt buddies, Jose and another guy, preventing her from leaving the premises. Although I do notice it's rather interesting. There was a warrant for Jose. There was no warrant for the other guy. I mean, I don't want to speculate, but I think we all know why that was the case.
Humiliation. So let's check out more.
Then I go back to my cell. I sleep for like another 30 minutes. And next thing you know, it's 9 a.m. and all the doors start cracking open. And then that's when the facility opens. And then...
By the way, I'm well aware that we've covered this issue and this particular story in previous streams, but I have slept since then. And I only have so much energy to devote to I only have so much memory space in my brain. So chances are I've already said this shit before. Just saying.
Everyone starts getting out their cells and they go to the main like chilling area and where they get the phones. Like, everyone respects the fuck out of the phone. Like, you gotta respect that. You gotta make your line. You don't cut anyone in line. You don't fucking disrespect anyone when they're on the phone, because that's a problem. But whatever, we just do that. They're handing out breakfast. Keep in mind, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is the same shit. It's just 3 slices of bread, a little packet, like a ketchup packet that's just like water, jelly, and a cup of water. Like, that's it. It's just fucking shit, bro. But I fucking ate that shit like it was fucking, I don't even know what it was, but I ate that, and I just got on the phone, just chopped it up with my people. And I just, you got chill all the fucking day. They had the smallest TV on the wall that you can't even see or hear, but that's pretty much all you got. And these uncomfortable ass chairs. And then a couple hours pass.
I mentioned it in the intro of the video, but I really feel like he watched that episode because he is going on and on in great detail about his experience. Like, who is this for? He doesn't have any clients. He doesn't have literally anyone to talk to. The only people that watch his shit are people like us who troll the fuck out of him. So, who is this story for, other than setting the record straight that he didn't get cream pied by Wes Watson? Maybe it happened in the rented mansion, but not in the Broward County Jail. And actually, speaking of that jail, I've had some people comment down below that they have been checked into that place. Is it true that they only feed you 3 pieces of bread? Because I feel like that is exaggeration. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never been in the Broward County Jail.
And then a couple hours pass, and I'm bored out of my mind. Like, I'm done. I'm so tired of talking already. So I go back to my cell. I started cracking some push-ups. I cleaned up my bed. And then I pass out again for a couple hours. And then I wake up. I do more push-ups. I work out again. They have this little-ass mirror, like, fucking all scratched up. And I'm just like, I'm here, like, flexing shit. I'm like, I still got it. And then, finally, like, hours later, they call your name up. They're like, you're going home. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And then they take you to the fucking room where you get your belongings. And then I see TJ in there, like, fuck. I was like, oh, what the fuck? This is cool, because everyone was talking about him. And I didn't know that he got locked up, but that shit was dope too. But yeah, after that, I was like, I'm gone. And yeah, I'm not trying to say it was like cool or nothing, but it was an experience. As long as you don't bitch about it, it's whatever. Like, what can I say? But that shit was fucking crazy.
Not him literally complaining about every aspect of his experience. Yeah, it's totally alpha male behavior to be bailed out by another man. When that dude showed up to bail him out, he was like, "Baby, take me, I'm home." And that's gonna conclude this AMU episode. If you are new around here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and join the community. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, please be sure to smash that like button so the AMU spreads. Don't forget, we also have a community Discord, and that's pretty much y'all. So really appreciate y'all checking in. Catch y'all in a future episode. Later.
All right. Okay, so turn the volume down so we can just have a nice clean through line. You know, Kason, I feel like the brightness was cranked up a little bit on this one too, on your OG footage as well. I mean, it was cranked up pretty good in the last video, and that was just footage from the remake. I always wonder why why they always have the tyrants naked. I don't know why that is. I think it was the TV at her roommate's house. Possibly. Ada, wait! Would have been nice if this one had quick turn. Yeah, that's true. It really... He is such a cheese. Mr. X is such a cheese. And when I say he's such a cheese, I mean, like... I don't know. I don't know what I was about to say. But yeah, honestly, it would have been really nice to have quick turn in this one instead of them introducing it in 3. Whoo! Yeah, you weren't exaggerating. That brother gone. Yeah, you weren't exaggerating about the brightness. You know what I find so fascinating about Leon? He's got the same haircut he's been rocking since 1998. He has not changed that hairstyle one time in 30 years. The only difference is that it has gotten longer and grayer. That's literally it. Yeah, I mean, I believe you that you turned it down. I just don't... I wonder if it might have had something to do with the light settings in the in recorder mode, or if that has anything to do with... I mean, I wouldn't know, because I've always used a capture card to get my console footage. Okay, that's actually a handy way to dodge his attacks. I've never tried that myself. There's no setting like that in recorder option. I find it really amusing that the music in this sequence is basically how much like... No, I don't think you did, Kason. I don't think you missed saying anything. I like the... I find it amusing that the music in this section can basically be summarized as how much like Duel of Fates. It's funny because I did not see anything about the stream dropping on OBS, through my OBS. I did not get any notifications about that. Ooh. It was your internet? Okay, so there... Okay, well then there's that. My favorite thing about fighting Mr. X in the remake is the music is basically how hard can we rip off Duel of Fates from Phantom Menace without sounding exactly like Duel of Fates. Oh. Hold on. I just love the Final Form Birkin music. I will say, normally had Sugar, we're going down playing the background music app. I always wonder where in the hell they came up with, where the hell they come up with the monster designs for these games. I mean, beyond the normal zombies, because, I mean, everybody knows where the zombies come from. Those just get plucked out of every Romero movie ever made. And every Romero ripoff movie ever made. To steal a quote from the, let's see... The end for both games included? Okay. Well, if it's alright with you, I would like to skip to... I would like to skip the ending cutscenes to just go straight to the actual battles themselves. Largely because... I mean, we already have the ending cutscene for this on my channel as well. Since since like less than a month ago I did post playing the original RE2. With all four of the A/B scenarios cut in. Or just let it run. Ugh. I really hope that Zach Krieger's upcoming movie has something as grotesque as that's like on the same level of grotesque as Birkin. When I do a comparison, I take it all away. Oh, you're good. I hope Zach Krieger's movie has something that is on the same level of grotesque as as Final Form Birkin, or just Birkin in general over the course of this entire game, it's not going to be enough to just have the zombies, and I hope to God it does not just do Cerberus dogs and lickers for the additional BOWs. We've seen the Cerberus dogs before, and yes, they're a Resident Evil staple. We've seen the lickers before, and yes, they're a Resident Evil staple. Show us something different. Show us the hunters. The only time we've seen the hunters was in that Keeper's Diary fan film that Residents of Evil put out. And let's just say the way it was handled left a lot to be desired.
So, it's finally over. Sherry. Terrible. No worse than you, Claire.
The weirdest thing I think about RE9 is watching everyone crash out over like no mentions of Claire, even though
It's up to us to take out Umbrella.
I don't know, I just had a thought there, and it kind of got lost on me. Didn't include the music for obvious reasons. Well, I mean, the music is... It's not... Her wings are on the revolver and watch. That's true. Well, the end credits music is not... it's not a copyright problem. None of... In the 3 times I've done the original RE2 on the channel, it's never come up as a copyright issue for me. Unless you were just like, okay, I don't want to include the credits. We have Leon's most badass moment. Well, according to remake canon, it's officially now Claire's most badass moment. Not listening. Leon can still meet Marvin and appear. That's my headcanon. I mean, fair enough.
So, are you guys like...
Oh god, now it looks like they're walking on the surface of the sun.
Well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is people watch... Is... We have this cutscene where Sherry's asking if they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and then those same morons will go on Twitter and insist that Leon is married to Sherry. Which makes no fucking sense, considering there's a 9-year age gap between them. She got over her parents dying real quick. I mean, she got over her parents dying real quick in both versions, let's be real.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you're damn right you will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine.
Yeah, for real, the brightness is kind of... You know, somebody pointed out that the RE2 and 4 remakes... Somebody pointed out that the RE2 and 4 remakes were build up for RE9. And there's a rumor flying around that, and there are rumors of Code Veronica remake, which we've been hearing that for a long fucking time. But if Capcom decides to do an RE engine on 1 Code Veronica, or do an RE1 engine remake on Code Veronica and 5, catching up on Leon's story, yeah. What do you, like, they could use, if they're remaking Code Veronica and 5, those could be build up to an RE10 that centers around Chris. They gotta do Code Veronica before 5. There's a rumor that they're also remaking RE0, and it's supposed to have online co-op, which people are speculating is Capcom testing the waters for an RE5 remake. So, I mean, I'm just kind of in a wait and see mode. But either way, either way, Kason, if it's cross-play and you have a new PC, dibs on Billy. Hey, there you go. But, so, here, I'm gonna adjust this. Ooh, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There we go. That's much better. Alright, so Kason just sent this to play. Training with Leon Kennedy. Oh boy. Leon's face. Leon's face. When the when it kicks back. Simple but fucking hilarious. It is. That is, oh my lord. That is great. Alright. Now, now we really gotta fix this one up. Alright. Alright. I don't know why he... Maybe she hit him so hard that maybe when the revolver kicked back, it bonked him on the head so hard that his gloves flew off. Who knows? But regardless, we now have a new video from Decoy Voice. He has gloves when it hits him. Oh, so it... I don't know. My brain poots itself. Does anybody have a diaper I can put on my brain? Cause my noggin done. Cause I didn't read it right.
Fuck off, you fat useless sack of fucking Yankee danky doodle shite.
Just roasting myself. Anyways, new video from Decoy Voice. Well, I guess his channel is now just Decoy. And, the title of this video is simply, He's Cooked, and it pertains to Vitaly. Because, of course, all that time he spent in a Filipino prison taught him absolutely fucking nothing. I cannot say I'm shocked. Let's go.
Vitaly's live streams went from getting him 9 months in Filipino prison to possibly receiving a $1 million lawsuit, all over his desperate attempts at internet clout, as he live streamed his hunting of predators until he accused an innocent man.
He went back to that? He went back to the internet, he went back to the Diet Chris Hansen streams? Oh, dude. Oh, brother. Brother.
You are filled up on fuck up fuel.
Dude.
Wait, where did she? I swear to God, she never told me.
Wait, really?
I swear.
My bad, bro. You're good.
No, I swear to God.
Sorry, bro. Wrong person.
Maybe it's a misunderstanding.
Wait, no, dude, listen. 18. I swear to God. I swear.
Let me read this real quick.
Wait.
What? Hold on. Let me read. Yo, one at a time. One at a time.
Let me just show you, okay? So you guys know that I'm not playing or anything like that.
Yo, can I read the whole evidence?
Cool.
He said, LOL, you can tell me. Fuck, okay. I want to be totally honest before everything. I lied on there. I'm 16.
Wait.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird, please.
I'm calling the cops right now.
You said,
That's not me.
Look, why are you shaking?
I'm a cop. It's a 1286. That's not my account.
Hey, buddy. You pulled up.
That's not your account?
You just thought we didn't have
Guess
to
what?
do
You
on
pulled
Snapchat,
up.
buddy.
Guess what?
No,
The cops
we read the
Snapchat.
right evidence.
Guess what?
Hello.
Guess what?
Can you guys come to my location?
Yeah.
Can you guys come to my location right now?
Don't look at me, man. I'll f you up, bro.
I'm not trying to fight this.
Now, it should be noted that this wouldn't be the first time they've threatened violence on these guys, had randoms run in and actually do it, or they just mysteriously got knocked down off screen. But absolutely nobody is gonna defend a predator, so this sort of thing seems to be a staple of his streams.
What do you mean? So she got...
That is the shittiest possible way to handle this kind of thing. It's like, you're not Chris Hansen collaborating with local law enforcement. You're just trying to put people on blast for clicks. That is the... Phone died. Oh, you're good, dude. That is the absolutely shittiest way to handle this. Because again, what happens when, if and when you put an innocent person on blast and ruin their lives, all in the name of your internet clout? But you're incapable of thinking this far ahead, because 9 months in a Filipino prison. I wish it was 9 fucking years. At least that would have really led to you on fucking yourself. Clearly taught you nothing. You are a lemming. You do not learn.
Guys, stop. What do you mean by text messages?
Okay,
Just explain.
okay, look.
Well, yeah, let us hear your side of the story. Everybody gets to speak.
Okay,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So,
But, Gabe, I asked you, bro. Please.
okay. So, I mean, I'm gonna just show you everything one by one. Okay.
But you are Indian, so you are smart, so you probably cheated the
No,
system.
but for Indian-
Bro, again in the middle of me talking, bro, I asked you guys. Holy, just perfectly, like, I was getting a perfect farm clip, and then somebody had to... Okay, hello, how are you? Okay, let's go.
Proving this isn't about protecting kids or providing vigilante justice. This is about clout and forming clips so he can achieve virality.
No, because that's all he fucking cares about. I'm gonna turn my light off because apparently now the sun decided to come out in full force. No, because that's all this has ever been about. It's not about... It's not about getting justice for victims, and it's not about exposing predators. You just want people to click on your shit so you can feel important without putting in any hard work required to actually fucking be important. You don't care about... Oh, of course, as soon as I turn my light off, the fucking sun starts hiding. Ugh. You don't care about getting about helping victims achieve justice. You don't care about exposing predators. All you care about is your fucking clicks. You are a fucking parasite. And you shouldn't have spent 9... I wish the sun would make up its goddamn mind how bright it wants to be. You don't care about I'm talking in fucking circles here.
Bring it to the cops. Yes. Where's the cops?
Right here, the suspect. Here we go. The mustache is crazy. Hello. What's up?
So what it looks like right now is as they were trying to find a PDF, they were talking to multiple guys at the same time. But at some point, mixed up on who was told what, brought this guy out who still thought he was talking to an adult. And if they broadcast this entire thing on live stream to allegedly tens of thousands of people, Vitali now has a huge defamation lawsuit on his hands, which he immediately acknowledges.
What happened recently? I think we should take a break, go to Miami, do some regular IRLs, and chill for a bit. I think that's not chill for a bit, like take days off, but chill for a bit. What I mean is do other streams than just catching predators. So if you guys are asking if I'm cooked, I'm very cooked, yes. We're wrongfully identified and accused as a child predator. We were completely wrong, and we made a terrible mistake. And our team and I messed up. We're deeply sorry to...
As even Kick deleted his channel. And everybody knows apology videos typically get a fraction of the views of the viral original. And for him to openly admit, yes, we were wrong, makes his defamation case basically a slam dunk. As his victim made a long post saying how he was featured on Vitali's latest episode, wrongfully portrayed as someone trying to engage inappropriately. Even the local PD on the scene has acknowledged his innocence, but the impact of Vitali's false statement has been significant, causing damage to him both personally and professionally, with potentially a $1 million lawsuit, as allegedly he's already retained one of the best defamation lawyers in the country. With rumors, it's Johnny Depp's Amber Heard attorney. What up?
Dude! Bro, he's cooked.
Exposed.
He is so cooked. Filled up on fuck-up fuel. That's right, Kason. Yes, he is.
You are filled up on fuck-up fuel.
Other claims saying they're also suing the live stream platform Kick. And that's where this really gets interesting. Filing $1 million lawsuit means nothing if the defendant is fresh out of prison, broke and unemployed. I know Kick pays a lot.
Send you that clip immediately. Let me see if I can right now on live. Oh, there we go. Sounds like an Asian John Bravo. He kind of does. Alright, I just sent it to you over Discord. Not immediately. Well, I figured I'd do it now so I wouldn't forget.
But I can't check his live stream stats as his channel has been banned, so maybe he's rich, maybe he's not. But that doesn't matter when the lawyer will target where the real money's at, the live stream platform supported by gambling money. As another live streamer has come forward saying Vitali's stream has caused him to be targeted too.
I've seen it. I don't even want to go take you there. I just want to talk to you in the car first.
I'm assuming your name is Asian Andy?
Watch, look, let's read it out.
It's almost like a pattern the platform conveniently looked away from, all in the name of being the edgier community. And now they're looking down the barrel of a high-powered attorney, putting together a case that they paid somebody to make these claims. And with the other high-risk incidents just today, Plath passing out on stream with a possible OD, Johnny Somali finally getting prison over his Kick streams, lawyers were probably falling over each other to represent any alleged Kick victims. As Asmund Goldstream makes a great point.
These guys are like SJWs. They want money, but they act like they care about morals and ethics. You know what's really funny? You're totally right. You're absolutely right. These people are just like SJWs. They are just like social justice warriors. They're just like virtue signors, etc. They act like they care about these little girls. They act like they care about doing these things. But what they're really after is content. What they're really after is clout. And no, you're absolutely right. It is the exact same.
As catching these idiot PDF.
That is literally what I said before. It like getting PDFs off the street, exposing PDFs, protecting children is entirely secondary to the clout and monetization that they can get off of doing this style of content, which is why I don't respect them. I don't respect it at all.
Yes, is a great cause, but plenty of times police complain that they don't put together prosecutable cases, as if they make simple mistakes like mixing up the Snapchats. I'd imagine they don't know the other intricacies of admissible evidence. But if they actually cared about catching these guys, and I mean this sincerely, they should apply to their local law enforcement agencies, as almost all of them are desperately understaffed, and most of you would be actually sickened to see how low their expectations have sunk to. But if justice isn't their actual passion, and it's just internet clout, sad to say a lawsuit where you lose everything was a long time coming.
Don't do it unless you have law enforcement involved. Exactly. That's what Chris Hansen did. His To Catch a Predator was okay. The first couple episodes of To Catch a Predator, yeah, they were done just. Nope, there were no arrests made. They didn't have law enforcement ready. They just had... They were just there to expose and have Chris Hansen interview the predators. It was after a few... It was after those first, 2 or 3 episodes. Then the McDonald's guy happened. Oh, yeah, then the McDonald's guy happened. And if I recall correctly, people were showing concern about them just letting these predators walk free, so they started getting local law enforcement involved in their sting operations.
Especially to somebody that just got out of prison over disrespecting the law, as Vitali's recent controversy was him in the Philippines, stealing some security guard's cap, live streaming himself messing up a restaurant, amongst other things, as he was eventually detained, where it didn't look like he was taking it seriously, until the sentencing started to get real, and they actually imprisoned him for just over 9 months.
But there's people there that overstay their visa.
Apparently, it was not enough.
for like 30 days, but they've been in detention for 10 years. The more I spent there, it was crazy. First 3 months, bro, I was in isolation.
Solitary.
Cage room, 35 degrees Celsius, no ventilation, rats, cockroaches, and just sweating. It's all day, just shower after shower, buckets. That's all, bro.
You'd think he would have learned his lesson, but internet clout is strangely addictive to these idiots. It's such a similar sequence to Kick's other nuisance streamer, Johnny Somali, causing nonsense in Japan, getting arrested, facing years, but gets let out early, only to almost immediately take his nuisance streams to another country before finally getting yet another harsh punishment. I'll probably do a final follow-up/farewell video regarding the Johnny situation, since me and him have history. But as far as Vitali, I genuinely believe his career is finished. As if this defamation case against Kick is successful, I doubt any platform would run the risk of hosting him next. So if you appreciate my concise, light-order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, subscribe to Decoy.
Last time on the...
Literally, put the fries in the bag. So, as I was getting set up for this stream, another AMU update on Pubes Watson came through, courtesy of Bubba. Oh, brother. RE3 remake Carlos looking ass. Yeah, except at least Carlos is likable. I'm not gonna die on you and leave you in a cold, cruel, Carlos-less world. Oh, I love that Jeff Shine just did not bother to vary his voice at all in switching between voicing Carlos in the RE3 remake and voicing Chris in RE Village. Jill actually treats women well. Jill still bitch slapped him though. I mean, that's true.
Last time on the Alpha Male Universe.
Boys, listen, there's a reason I pay my barber $15,000 a year. And it's because I always say there's three very...
Calamari hair. Bro. Not even 10 seconds in.
Important investments you have to make as a man. Number one is a routine lineup. Who the fuck is she gonna cheat with? Drake? Even that? I mean, it's kind of same level. Fucking Chris Brown? You got Vincent Fisher. Those are worth it, bro. I didn't celebrate Valentine's Day, bro. It's just a bunch of BS. You can't celebrate Valentine's Day. Boys, it's a literal fact that 2 out of 3 young men cannot find a partner, but want to. And you may wonder why. It's because they see people like me online buying my girl sparkly pink Uruses, taking private jets.
And welcome back to the Alpha Male Universe. Now this AMU episode is gonna get a bit wild, so be sure to get that popcorn out. Now if you've been watching, this Alpha Male goes by many names. Squid Hair, Pubes Watson, Broccoli Head, Ramen Noodle Hair Watson, right? He has many names. But the AMU has shifted, right? Wes Watson served as like the proverbial punching bag for many, many months. Pretty much taking in all the energy and time for people roasting alfalfa males. Well, it looks like Vincent Fisher is now the next big person to Gadushan, and he's actually been hit by a major lawsuit. We're going to talk all about it because, of course, he crashed out after the news started circulating around.
Chris Brown is also a douchebag. Rihanna deserved better than that 6'9" looking Bro.
Emotional, damn it, 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 emotional, damn it,
in the communities, and yeah, there's nothing much more to say other than let's get in the flow, stay together, and get this show on the fucking road.
Just got done fucking wiping my ass. Boys, anyways, listen, I want to start by saying I have 0 active
Who the hell starts a conversation like that? Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. That was my awful Peter Griffin impression. Chris Brown has rainbow hair these days, or he did. Oh, so Chris Brown is entering his Dennis Rodman arc.
Dude, just got done fucking wiping my ass. Boys, anyways, listen, I want to start by saying I have 0 active lawsuits. But I'm going to give you an analogy, right? If I disliked you strongly enough and wanted to attempt to ruin your reputation, it'd be very simple. I'd file a lawsuit for $40 saying you did the most egregious shit in the world, you lied, you stole, knowing that it would get thrown out. And when the judge does throw it out in the first 3 fucking minutes, I'd have hate pages post about the lawsuit, ignoring the fact that it got thrown out because it was absolute bullshit. This is how these situations normally go. So listen, if you're a male that's focused on my life and not building your own, I advise you to please get my balls out of your throat.
Yeah, Vincent Fisher is quite upset that the internet is once again gadooshing him, shoving their bolas in his throat. Now, the reason why he's incredibly upset is that he cannot lie out of this situation. He is trying to frame it as some frivolous lawsuit that's been filed for no reason for the cheap cost of $40. Now, in the end, that's not true. It's incredibly serious. It's a very serious lawsuit that has been filed by the literal exotic car rental service that he utilized, trying to portray himself as a rich alfalfa male life coach. Now, he has shown off this pink Urus. You actually heard him say, oh yeah, you're not buying your lady pink Uruses, so you're a lame. Well, that car was fucking rented, and he defaulted on the payments for it, and he...
Jesus Christ. Alright, I guess the overhead light's coming back on. I thought maybe, oh, the sun is going down. I can actually, just open the blinds up a little bit. Nope. I end up looking like Casper's asshole. Homie is getting sued by his own rental car agency. Bro. You literally do it to yourself.
Car was fucking rented, and he defaulted on the payments for it, and he has actually hidden the cars. He is revoking the actual owner of the cars from being able to access their vehicles. So they filed a lawsuit against him. Who would have thought, right? You stole the people's shit. Now I'm going to show you the bearded lawyer talking about this lawsuit, and we'll go from there.
Vincent Fisher, that's right, aka Squidward or Squid Hair, who sells his online course to teach...
Squidward has more personality than this.
Young men how to make money and get women and be rich, posing his luxurious lifestyle in cars, all of which turns out to be fake. Because according to a lawsuit that was just filed against him in Miami-Dade County, Motor Cars Leasing LLC is suing him for...
Towards Mendez. He does sort of almost look like Mendez. Holy
failing
shit.
to make payments on his 2 Lamborghinis that he flaunts online to sell you online courses. But the cars weren't just for transportation, as the lawsuit alleges. They were part of his brand and his scheme to get you to buy his course so he could teach you how to be cool and rich. And the complaint alleges very clearly that he projects a high net worth lifestyle in order to sell online memberships. And of course, Vincent defaulted on his lease payments. In fact, he only made 2 payments. And I don't know if he has a really shitty credit or what, but he was paying $45,000 per month, or at least that's what he was supposed to pay, but he defaulted after only 2 payments.
So there are several other details that the bearded lawyer is going to cover, but I just real quick wanted to give you a breather and point out that...
So those alfalfa male courses, I guess you hopped on the gravy train just a cunt hair too late there, Vincent. Which was obvious to anybody with an IQ above 40 who was here when you started really popping off.
Vincent Fisher lied because there is an active lawsuit ongoing against him. He has really tried to portray himself as very wealthy, but time and time again, he keeps getting exposed. Like, genuinely, there is no way that he can lie himself out of this. He is going to get absolutely destroyed eventually. It's just a matter of time. We know that he's transitioning out of the apartment. He is no longer able to afford that. He cannot afford all of the Lamborghinis. What else is he not going to be able to afford? The fucking ramen noodle on his head next?
And apparently the company has...
I mean, he tried to brag about paying his barber $15,000 a year. Like somehow that is a flex. Spoiler alert, it fucking isn't. It just shows that you are monumentally shit with money. Can I tell you guys a little secret about myself? I only get a haircut every 6 to 8 months. Yeah, the reason sometimes you'll see me with like really long hair, like down to here, and then like the next week it's this. It's because I let my shit grow for 6 to 8 months, sometimes 10. I get my hair cut once, maybe twice a year. $15, and by the way, all of my haircuts are $15 to $20 at Supercuts. So, $15,000 a month. Man, you are a British cigarette.
Already repossessed this $3 million Aventador, but the Lamborghini Urus is still out there. Vincent, just turn it over, bro. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. Remember, this is the same guy who tells you, young men, that you should get a fly haircut so you can pick up chicks and flaunt your lifestyle. Apparently, this bro can't even pay for the Lamborghinis that he flaunts to sell you those coaching programs. That's how big of a poser he is. Now, Vincent's lawyers have filed a motion to dismiss, but interestingly, they're not claiming that he doesn't owe the money. They're saying, well, leasing company, you should have gone to mediation because there's a mediation provision in the agreement and you haven't served the complaint. Both of which could be valid defenses, but you still owe the money, bro. So here's a real question that I want to ask Mr. Squidhair. Question is this. You're selling a course on how to get rich, and you're using Lamborghinis that you've defaulted on to sell those courses. Should you really be selling anything at all? I mean, if anyone paid this moron anything for a course, you should be asking for a refund.
So this is where I'm going to open up the floor for the community to discuss. I honestly have no idea what the Squidhair's game plan is, because...
Pose, make bank. That's literally it. That's the entire game plan. Everything in between is just... he didn't think that far ahead. He just saw that Wes Watson and Andrew Tate were selling bullshit-ass get-rich-quick courses, and he tried to hop on the money train long after it had already left the fucking station.
Because I personally think that he doesn't even have the $100,000 to cover those 2 late month payments. I think he is trying to use the remaining funds that he has to use on lawyers to fight it, to maybe waive or dismissal, try to move it somewhere else where he can pay a lot less than what he actually owes. I think he's cooked, man. There's no way that this grift is going to be able to go on for another 6 months. I mean, he is definitely going to grift because we are seeing Wes Watson making motivational videos and speeches in a jail cell in Broward County. So his grift is definitely going to evolve, but it's not going to be him in Brickell, Miami. But I am very curious as to what you think the game plan is.
You know, boys, I do want to say I'm extremely blessed and grateful to have 0 active lawsuits at the time of this video. Everything seems to settle itself. I don't know, it's a little bit weird, but if I were to hire a lawyer, if I were to have somebody on my legal counsel, and I knew they were an influencer with outdated facts, I think I'd fire that person on the spot immediately. Absolutely. And it's just like, if we focus on our job as opposed to hating, I don't know. We might not feel the need to hate.
This is like one of the corniest comebacks by these alfalfa males. It basically goes like this. If you focused all of your time and energy on your job, then you wouldn't be able to hate, you lame. Well, let me tell you this. There are people in this community from so many walks of life.
I have a job and I work that job. The only reason I hate is because I have time to hate. I mean, I have at least I have a fucking job, and I don't just sit here LARPing as a get rich quick guru on fucking TikTok.
All the way from doctors, lawyers, construction workers, military, and so on. And guess what everyone has in common? That they fucking hate grifters. And it doesn't take like 100% of your energy to watch a video, to share some stuff, raising awareness, to laugh at them, to make jokes. But these guys act like it's like a journey to troll them. It's really not. And that's
I could troll you in the amount of time it takes to take a shit. That oh wow, that eats up like what, 5-6 minutes of my day?
what makes it even funnier. And he's gonna keep denying, oh, I have no active lawsuits. Yeah, you fucking do, okay? So then he really got butthurt after the heat really started to get dialed up on him. And I'm not even gonna explain it. I'll just let you witness.
No, man, listen, I know how these online things usually go.
What the fuck is this?
Okay. You're just trying to sell me something, aren't you? Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm well off. Okay, I make $2,000 to $3,000 a month at Target. After tax. Okay? I'm the supervisor. You can't fucking fool me, man. Do I make enough to retire my mom? Absolutely not. She fucking breaks her back. But I don't care about that. What I care about is my comfort, my safety, and I'm not gonna be rushed.
Little bro is unbelievably mad when he has to make videos like that using some weird, Snapchat AI filter.
Homeboy is so fucking felted because people are roasting him. Justifiably roasting him. Honestly, he deserves it. He deserves every ounce of trolling he receives. And he deserves that lawsuit.
If you didn't care, if you didn't legitimately care about what people said about you, you wouldn't even feed into it. But this guy is actually coping and seething at a level we have never seen before.
You are coping and seething. You just can't believe what you're seeing. You are coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
And then he followed up that Smeagol Gollum bullshit with a positive alfalfa message. And I'm being facetious when I say positive.
Boys, don't you get it? This is the exact mentality that's kept you poor this entire time. They say winners see opportunity in every problem and losers see problem with every opportunity. You could give a broke-minded person every fucking way out. And they go, yeah, well, what if this goes wrong and what if that goes wrong? And, I see how this works. And the way that I think, maybe you need to stop fucking thinking so we can start getting results.
Yeah,
Maybe you need to stop listening to your brain and start listening to your ass and sit down on it and give me all your fucking money, and then maybe I'll teach you how to get some of it back. Maybe.
I'll just give you some simple advice that's going to build long-term wealth without charging you $10,000, right? Voo and chill, get a job, and that's it. And then run, right? Basically, that's all you need to do. Take care of your body, invest into VOO, index funds, and you will be wealthy in the long run. It's not a fucking secret, okay? But these guys want to be like magicians or something, conjure up tens of millions of dollars. It's all fucking bullshit, okay?
The thing is, they prey on the fact that a lot of people think that there is some kind of hidden cheat code to instant wealth, and there is not. There isn't. It takes a while to accumulate substantial amounts of money.
Okay, if you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to smash that like button. And then, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Join the community. We're all having fun here. And then swing on by the Discord. Until the next Crash Out by Pubes Watson. See you later in a future AMU episode.
A man charged with planting an explosive device at a U.S. military base in Florida has fled to China.
I'm sorry, what, Rich? What?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Oh my lord.
But he's not the only person getting in trouble for his espionage capades, because it seems to be a whole family affair that's gotten wrapped up in this massive, ridiculous shenanigan. And as much as war and bombs exploding and espionage makes for really interesting headlines, there is an underlying story from this that I think is really interesting. And we'll get into that, but not before we hear from this video sponsor, Fume. Cravings aren't just about nicotine, no. They're about the habit. That hand-to-mouth motion, the oral fixation, and habits spike when that loop is broken. Now, Fume replaces that bad habit with a flavored air fidget device that gives your hands and your mouth something to do, but without nicotine or vapor and batteries. Don't just quit, reach for Fume instead. And right now, when you get a Journey Pack, you get a free Fume topper, just for using my code Angry Cops. The Fume topper has a soft, replaceable, chewable mouthpiece, giving you something safe to chew on while you're trying to overcome those cravings. So make sure you grab one while this offer's still available. So head to tryfume.com, that's TRYFUM.com, and use code AngryCops to get your free Fume topper when you purchase a Journey Pack today. Now let's skip the BS and get right into the story. A bomb is placed outside the visitor center at MacDill Air Force Base in Florida. And a phone call to the base stating that an explosive device was there was made on March 10th. But no device was found until March 16th. Ooh, that could be an issue when it comes to security on posts. MacDill Air Force Base, get on that right away, please. Sounds good.
It took y'all 6 days? How big is this Air Force Base? It seems like somebody was instituting an oversight. Dipping out for the chat for a few. Hey, you're good. You're good, Case, and I'll still be here.
I mean, it's an air base. Don't they have a whole bunch of canines? Like, some bomb sniffing dog? You can just, run around the spot or whatever?
Fucking
I
right.
guess what building isn't important on any military base? You're probably going to be searching the whole base. CIF. CIF isn't important. They are not important. And if they blew up, nobody would be sad. They probably wouldn't know how to return their own shit. Oh, my God. I'm not thinking of anything. Anyway, but who planted the device? Who made the phone call making the threats to the airbase? Who's involved? That's what people want to know. Let's meet the two main players of this game, shall we? Let's meet the mastermind first, Alan Zhang. Ooh, Asian? And Anne-Marie Zhang. Now, at this time, I'm not sure if the Zhangs have dual citizenship or are just citizens of China, but it turns out that Mom overstayed her welcome. That's right, Mom was over here on a visa that expired a while ago, and, well, obviously, when your son's making bomb threats and actually placing them, you're probably going to get looked into by the FBI, along with some other three-letter organizations looking in on you, and you're going to be sent back home, if you've got some sort of issue with your immigration status. She got sent back home. But the story gets a little stranger, and let me just paint you a picture of the timeline here. Zhang makes a call where his voice, his audio digitally changed, it's altered in some way, says that, hey, there's a bomb that's been placed on MacDill Air Force Base. This is on the 10th of March. The base looks around, doesn't find it, then ends up finding it on the 16th, outside of the visitor center. But how did Zhang become a suspect? Well, they traced his phone call to him, and also a vehicle of him driving that day near and around the base. And after using their due diligence to find exactly how that phone number was connected to Zhang, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the Best Buy phone that he had purchased that day, well, they started...
A fucking burner phone, and they... Did you use a debit card or a credit card to buy it? Oh. And worse, you bought it from an actual retail store. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh. Oh, God, dude.
Started looking at his vehicle and his home and a whole bunch of other stuff. And, well, what did they find? Explosive-making materials in his home. And trace amounts in the vehicle that he was driving around that day when he dropped off the explosive. Hid the explosive? Placed the explosive? Now, at the time, law enforcement isn't exactly sure why it didn't detonate, but thank God it didn't. But they did say that it was in working order and was a threat. And strange enough, Zhang made a second phone call later that week stating the same thing. Basically, hey, there's a bomb somewhere. Now, I'm not sure if that happened before the original device was recovered or afterwards, as to send like them on a red herring, or to be like, hey, I haven't seen anything on the news about you guys finding the bomb that's on base. Did you find it? It's there. Just making sure. All right. Bye. God, just thinking about that now, how embarrassing would that be for the law enforcement agency on that post? Oh, there's a bomb threat? Oh, 5 days later, the guy that said there's a bomb said, hey, are you sure you looked hard enough? And then you find it? He gave you 2 chances. My God, was this 3 strikes you're out? They got
3 strikes, it blows.
like their dogs and MPs walking around post hot, cold, warmer. Oh, they're getting close. I'll give him another phone call. But how did he flee? Well, that's where his sister Anne comes in. Now, some of this is speculation based off of a couple different sources that I've looked over. Some say that she assisted her brother in going to Toronto and her joining him, and then flew to China, leaving mom behind. What?
That was a very interesting use of the Indiana Jones plane thingy. I mean, it didn't have a red line, but that's one way to do it.
Good kids, you are, or aren't. But here's the thing, Anne's in custody. Why? How? China doesn't expedite any criminals to the United States. Well, the explosive was found on the 16th. Anne came back to the United States on the 17th, and then was immediately picked up by the FBI. What? Who? What? Who does that?
She must have come back for mom.
You assisted a bomb maker in escaping. You're what do they call it? What do they call it? You're aiding and abetting a known felon? Fugitive of the law? So now, here we are. Zhang 1, snug as a bug in a rug in China, and in a cell for aiding a fugitive, a terrorist, if you will.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Yes! Just absolutely 100% use the Tommy Lee Jones I don't care from The Fugitive. Oh. If you haven't seen The Fugitive, you should. It's a great fucking movie. It's a great movie. One of Harrison Ford's best movies and one of Tommy Lee Jones's best performances. And check if you haven't seen the sequel, you check that out too. U.S. Marshals. That one, Tommy Lee Jones is in that one, and then they also bring in Wesley Snipes and Robert Downey Jr.
I'm about to be kicked out of country because her visa expired, and well, we see it now. And if you're gonna be making babies and your baby's gonna be doing terrorisms, then you can go back to where you came from. You can get it out. You get right out. Now, I touched on it earlier, and this is where I think the underlying story is that I find very interesting. What were the citizenships, had been the citizenships of both the Zhang children, right? Our suspects. Alan and Anne Mary Zhang. Were they just citizens of China? Were they dual citizens of the U.S. and China? Were they U.S. citizens because they were born in the United States? Which is a hot topic right now of birthright citizenship. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, AC, are you about to get super political here? No. But I am going to tell you, there has been an upswell of Chinese nationals having anchor babies in the United States for a couple years now. And the question I think people should be asking is, with the uptick in all these Chinese individuals, the dual citizenship or American citizenship, specifically those that choose to serve in the United States military forces and then commit treasonous acts and give information to China, well, haven't those been on the upswing? I believe they have been. Let's touch on that. Information to China, well, haven't those been on the upswing?
At least 10 major breaches of U.S. security since 1986. Too easy. Too easy. I'm not going to go there.
Believe they have been. Let's touch on that real quick. Have you guys heard of the beautiful U.S. territory Guam? Gorgeous Pacific Islands. Not a massive population. I think it's like 50,000 people. And it became a U.S. territory in 1986. Well, in 2009, during the Obama administration opened up Guam to Chinese tourism. At first, there was a limited time on visas. Like, you could only be there for 10 or 15 days if you were from China or some other countries that were, I don't want to say unfriendly with the United States, but we were keeping an eye on. But in 2009, the Obama administration lengthened that visa to 45 days. You want to know how many Chinese citizens have chose to then have children in Guam since then? Literally anchor babies that they have that are U.S. citizenships by birth since 2009. Guess. Pause it right here. 1.5 million.
What? China watchers estimate that 1,000 companies offer birth tourism to the Northern Mariana Islands, over other U.S. overseas territories, and even the U.S. mainland. They claim a gobsmacking 1.5 million American babies are being raised in China by Chinese parents who participated in birth tourism. My brother in Christ.
I'm gonna pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
1.5 million. 1.5 million babies were born in Guam, an island of 50,000 people, since 2009. Shipped back to China with their parents, and now what? Because let me tell you, those kids are about to be in military service age, 17, 18 years old, about to be voting age in a few more years. And if you say, well, that's AC, that's, that people can have babies places. There's a lot of people in China, they visit Guam, it's beautiful. I get it. You're telling me it could be completely innocent. And I would agree with you if it hadn't been for the hundreds of companies that literally promote, hey, I'm Chinese company from China. We have beautiful stays and vacation properties here where you and your wife can have an American baby and then fly back home at no extra cost, starting at 14,000 US dollars. So many companies, in fact, a number of them have had the owners arrested and had all of their monies and assets seized because of the scam that these Chinese citizens were taking advantage of to fly over and specifically have a child in the United States territory of Guam. So said child would be a U.S. citizen. I mean, it looks like a government conspiracy to me. Smells like one, looks like one, must be one.
The only way you can destroy a nation is from within. So it wouldn't shock me if there's a reason for this.
Could you imagine, like, the Chinese Communist Party, like, plotting this up? Okay, everybody, okay, got a new plan in over front of the United States. All right, okay. We watched Red Hot the other day. It was a very good movie, and it gave President Xi Jinping #1 panda man. And our idea for taking over the United States, another brilliant plan by our very strong reader, okay, is we're gonna read them out. We're not gonna go over there and fuck the white man, okay? We're gonna go over there and replace our babies with their babies. Question from Xing Pong. How are we gonna do that? Very simple, guys, very simple, okay? Guam, U.S. territory, okay? Very beautiful place, okay? Very beautiful people, okay? One day, we would love to take over. We can expand the South China Sea there one day, but right now, American territory, right? We had the babies there, okay? The baby that born there, U.S. citizen, okay? The citizens now in the United States. Very big deal, okay? Very big. Had the baby there, You be a citizen in America now, all right? And then you fly back home. You fly back home with the baby to China, even though an American baby, it's a Chinese baby too. And then when he come age, you send him to the United States. He go in the military, he go in politics, he go into business world, right? Okay, he American citizen, but you see, grew right for us. Oh, China take over America, one baby at a time. Okay. Holy shit, guys, we have 1.5 million U.S. baby citizens just from Guam. It's working really good. Oh, Harry Cash working really good. Oh, man. Xi Jinping, you gonna take care of me real good. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna meet LeBron next week. Like this one company.
I had to let that run its entire course because there's no way I can pause it. I love how Rich's version of a Chinese general is just a fucking South Park character. It's actually beautiful.
Global baby. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna meet LeBron next week. Like this one company, Global Baby 8. A Shanghai-based birth tourism company who has create beautiful memories while having an American baby. And on their website, Golden Baby 8's Supreme package is $45,000, but that includes a luxury detached visa with your baby experience. And a 1-month birthday party for your newborn. Cheers! In 2019, a gentleman named Dong-Yuan Lee pled guilty to running You-Win USA Vacation Services, a birth tourism company based in Southern California. And are you ready for this? Gojin Wan, a 65-year-old Chinese businessman with ties to the Chinese Communist Party, was found to have at least 26 children in his 4.1 million Arcadia, California mansion, where he and his partner Sylvia Zhang had used surrogates to carry his children, thus making them U.S. citizens. Birthed by a surrogate, a U.S. citizen surrogate in the United States.
That is fucked up.
26 kids! Now, in order to become the U.S. president, you have to be born in the United States, and that's an old rule. That's just like, hey, we can't have some outsider come in and infiltrate our politics and then put themselves at the head of our political entity, our government. Maybe that rule has to change. Not so much that the president doesn't have to be a U.S. citizen, but the look on citizenship. China's obviously not that much of a friend to us. Just look at any copyright infringement that they just rip off and steal, use as their own. The fentanyl crisis in the border. The U.S. military constantly arresting dual citizens or kids that were born in the United States but spent a lot of time in China with their family, transferring over, become traitors to the government and the military that they chose to serve, and sending military secrets to China. This is obviously an issue. China and other adversaries of the United States are obviously taking advantage of this. How do we fix it? What do we do? I'd love to know your thoughts. But the best way to support the channel is to get yourself a shirt. Jump Out Boys, Party Police, committing war crimes. All available at the Angry Cops store, angry-cops.com. Links below. Tell me what you think about China. What do you think about birthright citizenship? Huh? Right? You know? Do we need more now? Do your parents have to be here? They have to have green card members? Sloppy. All right. See you next time, weirdos. So, why can't I whistle today?
It's alright, wait, Rich, I can't whistle any day. But on that note, guys, the day is starting to catch up to me, so I'm going to call the stream here. Kason, if you're, I assume you're still hanging around the chat somewhere, you and I, if anybody who follows our movie discussion series, Kason and I will be doing a movie discussion stream tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Eastern, where we will be discussing the Illumination. Spaced out. Oh, you're good. Where we will be discussing the Super Mario Brothers movies by Illumination. That being the Super Mario Brothers movie from 3 years ago, and the just-released Super Mario Galaxy movie. Yeah, I'm cutting it tonight because the day's catching up with me. So, Kason, you and I are going to be streaming at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which since I'm on Central Time, that's 4 p.m. for me. I hope everybody has enjoyed the stream tonight. Hop on Call of Duty when we're done here. Got the Battle Pass today. Hell yeah, there you go. But yeah, I am going to call it here tonight. I appreciate Random Gamer and Kai for stopping by. And I will catch you all in the next one.